So, welcome to my second masterclass, if you like, in cartridge removal. Now this one's for the shower. We had a little bit of a problem not too long ago with water leaking out. For me it was a very straightforward fix. It didn't actually mean spending any money on cartridges, just a bit of displaced O-rings in there, probably due to some ice or something over the winter just being caught in a little bit of water. If you want to take it to pieces, it's pretty straightforward actually. First place to start, if you've got one of these, is for me, take the hose off. It makes it a little bit easier to get access and you haven't got hoses trailing around all over the place. Second most important thing is actually turn the water off and let the water go, let the pressure off the system, otherwise you'll get rather a lot of water in your face when you try and undo the cartridge. So make sure there's no pressure on the water. A couple of tools you need before you start is one is a small screwdriver, a little jeweler's screwdriver, and the second one is a 3mm Allen key. For me it was a 3mm, yours might be slightly different. And I always have a tray very close because it's handy just to put little bits in, because there's a couple of little pieces that you don't want to lose. Okay, so how do we take it apart? First thing to do is to prise off, and this is where you have to use the little jeweler's screwdriver. Prise it off very carefully. There's a little cap, if I can get it off. There we go. There's a little cap there. I'll explain a bit more about that when we get to putting it back together again. What that does is expose a small little Allen key, an Allen screw right in the middle there. This is where your Allen key comes in. For me, there's a little red and a blue piece of plastic there that just highlights the temperature. They are loose, so they probably will drop out. So, good idea is take a photograph before you take the tap to pieces, just in case they fall out and you want to put them back together again. Just unscrew that, lefty loosey, righty tighty, as they say. So we'll get the Allen key out, the Allen screw out. As I said before, make sure you've got something across the plug hole. The last thing you want to do is have to retrieve that from the plug hole. Once the screw's out, it's a very easy job. I put my thumb over the plastic bits in the centre and it just pings off. Nice and straightforward. Next job is we've got to remove the collar. Now hold the hose, because the hose will actually move around underneath there. So hold the back part and then we just unscrew that. If you want to put a little bit of WD-40 or silicone on there before you start, it might loosen it up if it's got a bit ingrained, but it literally just unscrews. You don't need to unscrew. There's a front collar on there which you can unscrew, but there's no need to really, because if you're replacing it like for like, you don't need to do any adjustments. So that comes off nice and straightforward. The shower cartridge, and this is the bit you'll probably pick up from Screwfix or wherever, is just this little thing in the middle. It says on it it's a Reich 208. I guess if you want a replacement, that's all you need. For me, I was lucky. All that happened was probably a little bit of ice had got into these blue O-rings underneath there, and that sort of caused it to lift off a little bit. So I put a bit of grease on there and I put it back into the grooves that are on there, cleaned them out and put it back together again. Putting it back together again is pretty straightforward. All we're going to do is put the silver cartridge in there, into there, and you'll see there's two little pins. Those locate in these two pins here. So we're going to pop those into there, put it back onto there, and then just screw the collar back on again onto there. Nice and straightforward. Then we're going to get our tap. Our tap goes back on there in the same position you took it off in. Get our Allen key. I always put the Allen screw on the end of the Allen key. Pop it into the middle, a little bit fiddly as ever, putting a screw in, and then just tighten it up. It doesn't have to be outrageously tight, just so that it's not going to come off in your hand. So just finger tight there. That's nice and easy. Then we've got our little silver cap that we took off right at the beginning. That has got, you probably can't see it very easily though, but it's got a slight shape to it. So the wider bit for me goes at the top, push it back in, hey presto, all back and working. That was nice and straightforward. Very easy little task to do. If you need a new cartridge, I think they're about five to 8 quid in Screwfix. Dead easy. I hope you have fun. Bye.